It is necessary to purge the establishment.
What she's suggesting that churches do, a focus on...
That's not necessarily a good thing to start with.
They're stating it
wasn't around when we needed the greatest generation of the 30s or 40s.
Happen before the election because there's too many Republicans that are afraid that their wrongdoing is going to...
It's unacceptable, and I'm not going to sit here, stay silent, and not call it out. I'm calling out their lies.
Do they think that we are so stupid that we will not notice and find out?
I am a raging patriot. Welcome to KSOK Uncensored. We have an amazing guest lined up for today. What do you guys think about this new time? I think it's awesome because we can accommodate guests that are on the West Coast and viewers that don't get off until 5 p.m. So I'm personally excited about it. I hope you stick with me and spread the word that we have a new time, a great show, and some amazing guests booked out for the next few months. So thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed last week with Cafe Anderson. What an amazing patriot. I continue to be in awe of him. And as I watch him attend the memorial services and funerals of the fallen soldiers, he is a man of his word, and it is quite touching. So if you don't already follow him, I highly suggest it. He is just such an amazing person and really inspires me. Want to talk about something that is all over social media, and I have an opinion on it, as you may have already guessed. Nicki Minaj. Okay, so you can feel a certain way about her music and her lyrics. And do I want my kids listening to her music? No. But that said, she is standing up for herself, and she is standing up for everybody, stating that everyone should be making their own decision concerning the vax, and that she's empowering people not to be bullied into a decision that is not theirs. She tweeted something out concerning the gala that was only for vaccinated individuals. And the reason she wasn't attending is because she has made the decision at this time to not be vaccinated. She then referenced her cousin's friend who became, let's say, impotent and had swollen testicles following the inoculation, and just spoke about the fact that don't do something because you're bullied into it. She has received so much backlash from the left. But the amazing thing about her is she is a boss. She doesn't care. They are messing with the wrong woman because she is strong and she's punching back. And mind you, she has almost 200 million followers. Think about the impact that she can make and is making. The White House actually even invited her to go to the White House and meet in person with Fauci and another Biden administration representative who's probably going to try to convince her to get on their shtick concerning the vax. And she said that she was willing to do something like that virtual, as long as that it could be live streamed to where her followers, her fans, could actually watch the exchange. Now the White House is going back and saying they never extended an invite to her, trying to make her look like a fool. The thing is, if you know her at all, about her even, she's not someone to mess with, and she is calling them on the carpet, and she's even saying they are force feeding this so much to where it is raising so many alarm bells that she didn't have in the beginning. And if you know what they have accomplished is she has taken a giant red pill. And you think about this almost 200 million followers, she is red pilling some of them, if not a lot of them, along the way with what is happening to her. And I'm impressed. I know that there is some politicians out there that are saying, oh, this is who you guys are idolizing right now. To me, like I said in the beginning, I don't care what her lyrics are. I don't have to listen to her music. But what I'm focusing on is the fact that unlike so many others, that have that presence, that have that platform, she has chosen to be real and to speak out. And she is certain that they are using her as an example by saying, we're going to bully her, we're going to make her look stupid, and we're doing this to deter any other celebrities from even attempting to speak out against what is happening. Again, I am excited to see how this plays out. She's not backing down. She's a pit bull. And we needed someone like this to come out and keep it real. So if you haven't tuned into that already, please do, because to me, it's exciting to watch and to listen to. And she's doing lives constantly where she's talking about her experience and what they're doing to her. And it's not just the White House administration, it's celebrities across the nation. And a lot of African-American celebrities are calling her out saying, as a Black woman, how dare you use your platform to potentially harm people? I mean, they're playing all the cards, and she hasn't fallen for it. So you should be proud of her. I know I am. And we needed that. But what I want to do is I want to go ahead and bring in our amazing guest. We have Carmen, who is the director of the California Lexit movement. And Carmen, can you explain welcome, but can you explain to the viewers what this movement is?
Sure. Hello. Thank you for having me. Lexit is the Latino exit from the Democratic Party, technically. And so our mission is to educate our Latino brothers and sisters on how to vote, who to vote for, and not to vote with their fear, hopefully to vote with their faith over their fear, and get them to understand the ramifications of their vote and that their vote actually matters. And so many Latinos don't vote, or they vote for the left. But the interesting thing is that they are so conservative. They are morally conservative. They're socially conservative. You know, many of them are Catholics, Christians, all that stuff. So we're very confused on why they choose to vote for the left. And so now that the left has gone even more far rogue than it ever has before in our history, it is our duty and mission to educate the Latino demographic even more so on why it's so important for them to vote with their faith and their morals over for whatever reason that they're actually voting for the left, which is usually out of fear of some sort.
That is incredible. I love this. And I feel that, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the Hispanic vote is so crucial in the United States. I feel like there's a lot of power within the Hispanic community. And what you're doing serves a massive purpose for those of us who have these strong moral beliefs.
Right, exactly. And we believe that the Latino vote is the most important vote in America because it can completely change the tide of America, because they are so conservative and they really do believe in the constitutional values that we have. But for some reason, they're tricked into voting for the left, these socialist and super, super liberal ideals. And so, yeah, it's really, really important. We really believe that it's the most important movement in America to keep our conservative values, to keep our Constitution intact. And if we can just slowly but surely educate them and let them know that, conservatives aren't the demons that the left makes them out to be. I mean, really, it's a really, really good marketing ploy that the liberal left has instigated in order to trick Latinos into voting for the left. Because if they knew anything about the left, they would never vote for the left, right? If they really knew what it meant.
Right.
And a lot of them just don't vote. So it's twofold. It's get them to vote, get them to understand that their vote matters, and then also vote with your faith, because look where this country is going. If you start voting with your faith and your morals and our Constitution and your own personal freedoms, really, you will start to vote for the right more and more and more. And hopefully we can turn this whole ship around.
Absolutely. We've got some people saying hi to you. This is the cool thing. It's a pretty interactive show where we've got folks
Yeah,
watching live right now,
Hey
and they're
guys.
able to interact. Really cool. Democrats don't look
Yeah.
out for your best interest. It's so true. You put something on Instagram. I wrote it down. So you wrote something that said, a party that kills babies is trying to trick you into thinking that they are trying to protect you. And that it's so true. You think about it. They're like pro-abortion, yet they're like, we're doing this for your safety with something that has a 99% survival rate. Why
Yeah.
don't people get
Exactly.
this?
Yeah, exactly. It's like they don't put two and two together. You know, my message whenever I give a speech or do a rally or an interview, my message is always explain to me why you vote liberal. Why do you do this? How can you justify voting liberal, especially if you're a Christian, which most Latinos are Christian or Catholic, right? So
Right.
how do you justify it? And usually their answer is because they feel like Democrats take care of people. They take care of the little people. And I say to them, if they're not going to take care of the littlest of people, the most innocent of people, which are in the womb, then what makes you think they're going to take care of the people once they're outside of the womb? Why would they? Why would they take care of life that is actually a nuisance in a lot of regards once you're born versus taking care
Right.
of life at its most innocent form in the womb when it's not bothering anybody? If they don't have regard for life that God created in the womb, they're definitely not going to have regard for your life once you're an adult, once you're geriatric, once you're a nuisance to society, because we all become a nuisance at one point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
what makes you really believe, how could you possibly believe that those two things would go together? They just don't. They just don't. A party that wants to kill
Right.
people is not a party that wants to take care of people. End of story, period.
Exactly. Exactly. Yet they're the same
Yeah.
party that's trying to save the planet and save the animals. I love animals. I'm not against that, but I'm just saying it's such BS. The people that can't see it, I just want to bang my head against a brick wall. It's so frustrating. But thank God for people like you who are out there hitting the streets and getting the message out there because it makes sense. And I think so many people they've grown up voting D down the line. It's like it's just ingrained in them and they haven't been challenged on that. So thank you for what you do. Seriously, we need more people to get out there and have these conversations.
We definitely do. And, Lexit was, it's been a tough few years, obviously, for everybody in America. And even for Lexit, we've had to sort of regroup, take a step back. Like, what are we really doing here? I think after what happened in November and then after what happened in January, our message, I think, has become even more so about a spiritual one, right? A spiritual battle. So even more and more and more than ever, we need people to understand that this is a spiritual war. This is not just about politics. This is more than politics, but politics is just the spiritual battle playing out on the physical realm, right? So if we can take a step back and understand this is a spiritual war for our souls and start to really grasp that and then vote that way, ultimately on this chess board that we're all playing life on, right?
Right.
And so, but we really do need more soldiers. We need more spiritual warriors. We need more people that believe in God to actually behave like it, And so, we're always looking for new members and stuff. And actually, I just want to make sure that people are aware where to find Lexit. It's lexitmovement.us. Lexitmovement.us is the website. We're starting new chapters in every state. And we're always looking for new members and stuff. And also you can message Jesse, the founder of Lexit. He's the most amazing man. He has the most amazing testimony. You should have him on your show one time too.
That would be amazing.
You can message him. Instagram, on Instagram, it's Lexit Movement on Instagram. And then on Facebook, it's Real Lexit on Facebook. So you can message us anywhere. And we'll get back to you, but we're always looking for new members, new foot soldiers for God, new people that are going to spread the word that, hey, the Latino vote is loud and proud. We should be loud and proud, and we should always vote with our faith over our fear. So please reach out to us. We'd love to have you.
I love that. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you shared all that information. And it's up on the screen right now for anyone who didn't catch that. You go ahead and jot that down. And that is important. Would you say, are you close to is there a Lexit in every state in the United States right now?
We definitely have members pretty much yes, in every state.
Awesome.
Across the country. But we're really starting we're forming more structure right now. We're going to have a lot more educational tools on the website. It's in process right now. So we're really trying to ramp things up because we've realized how important this is. It's so important for us to really be organized and mobilized. And so we're in the process of doing all that now. So we need all hands on deck, and everybody that wants to be a part of it, we'd love to have you. You can support Lexit by, right now we sell hats. Our hats are gorgeous. I should have one with me right now, but they're embroidered, they're beautiful, and it just says Lexit. It's got the Lexit logo on them. And so that's one way to support us, is just by buying hats. Otherwise you can donate, but also just be a member and start spreading the word, because we need our Latino brothers and sisters. It's really the most important movement to every person in America, whether you're white, black, Latino, doesn't matter what you are. This movement is the most important movement in America, because if you want to save the union, you need the Latino vote.
Exactly. I'm so glad you mentioned that, because I think so many people feel like you can't join because you're not Latino, but it's like you're an affiliate or you are an ally. And so you can still help. I think that's great that you called that out, because I think there can be confusion out there. So fantastic. We definitely need more of that. So those listening, please go sign up and see what you can do in your area. I see a lot of talk here. We have to bring up Newsom. As much as I'm just sick over it, Gavin Newsom, I know you're in California. Did you ever feel hopeful that he would actually be successfully recalled?
I mean, there's always hope, right? So, but I leave everything in God's hands. But yeah, when we actually were successful in getting the recall on a ballot, that felt good. It felt like a win for us as people who care about California, as patriots. It felt like a win. As time went on and we realized what Newsom was implementing, as far as he mailed a ballot to every single person. And again, we're not even in the thick of a pandemic anymore, and not like it was at least, a year ago when everybody was more scared. But, he mailed a ballot to every single person. People were getting ballots mailed to them outside of the state. People who don't live here anymore. Obviously, dead people are getting ballots. People are getting multiple ballots. And then he did something really disgusting. He implemented a system where you can print your own ballot at home and fill it out and mail it in. Okay. So
oh my gosh, I had no idea.
Yes. Not everybody knew that he did this, but he did a print your own ballot at home. And so not only did you get a mail-in ballot, even if you didn't want one, you got a mail-in ballot. You could also print your ballot at home, and you could also go vote in person. So how many people voted extra ways? Who knows? A lot of people went to the polls and they were told, "Oh, you already voted." Some people were told, "You already voted twice. We got 2 ballots for you already." So I mean, the fraud is definitely there. I'm not going to mince words. There was definitely fraud. There was definitely shenanigans. And once I saw that he was implementing all these things, I thought, you know what? No, it's not going to happen. No matter how many people turn out, they're going to make sure that Gavin Pelosi stays in office. That's it. Period.
Yeah,
I knew
exactly.
It wasn't going to happen. We were hopeful, and we tried.
I know.
I just figured it wasn't.
For a minute there, I was excited, and I'm like, all right, but then I had to remind myself, especially when I started seeing that people were finding already pre-filled in ballots, mass amounts of them in cars, and then I saw an interview with a few women going to to vote, and most of them were white women who identified as conservative, and they're saying our vote's already been cast and there's nothing we can do. And then, just the lack of repercussion is just what really gets me. So it's like, we can audit all we want. I just feel, I guess I need to be more hopeful, but like you said, it's in God's hands. I have to remind myself that a lot more often these days and let go a bit.
We do. We do have to let go a little bit. I mean, yes, we're called to
Yeah.
behave in a certain way and we're called to fight. But at the end of the day, you know, God might set you on a path. That doesn't mean that you're going to win. He still might set you on a path for a reason. It may be an
Right.
evolution of some sort, that this society needs to go through some evolution. It may be that you need to go through your own personal evolution. Whatever it is, I always say pray first, act later, and try to use discernment to make sure that you're really acting in faith and with God. But he doesn't guarantee you the win, and that's okay. You're not going to win every battle. Hopefully you'll win the war, but you're not going to win every battle. And it's like when you send your child off to boot camp or something. Do you think they're going to have an easy time? No, they're going to fail. They're going to have to, they're going to scrape their knee. They're going to get hurt. They're going to have rough days. And that's what it's all designed for. It's all designed for your evolution anyway. So you can't get upset with the quote unquote failures or the losses, because to me, it's only a loss if you don't learn a lesson from it. And if you don't know how to pivot and then do better next time. So, take your losses with stride and make sure that every loss is a lesson, and then it's never a loss at the end,
Right. I love that so much. The first thing, as you started talking about that, I had an aha moment, and I originally started doing this as like a pro-Trump, like let's red pill people. And then when everything was official on Inauguration Day, I felt like, oh my gosh, what's next? Like, why did I just do all this? What's next? And then it took me a few days to recollect and just kind of like, okay, put my mission in place to just kind of out the left and their ridiculousness. But yeah, you do. I totally get that. You do have to pivot, and you do have to pause for a minute and remember what your mission is, why you're doing it, and versus being discouraged and stopping, which so many of us who are creators and are constantly shut down on social media, we're discouraged. It's discouraging, but we just have to keep going. And I think that's so important. Speaking of social media and being shut down, you have been banned for life from Facebook. Can you talk to us about that?
I wear my badge proudly.
You should. You should.
I was on Facebook for 11 years. It was the record of my life, really. I mean, it was like the only platform I used. I had a Twitter account that I never used. I had an Instagram account that I barely used. Facebook was my 11-year history of my life. All of my adventures, the birth of my daughter, all of my speeches, rallies, life lessons, everything was all on Facebook. That was the documentary of my life. And a year ago, Labor Day, a friend of ours was murdered in Portland. Jay, our friend Jay, he was wearing a Patriot Prayer hat, and that was why he was murdered, for being a patriot. So anyway, Jay was murdered in cold blood by Antifa after a Trump rally a little over a year ago. And we started speaking out about Jay because he was a white man. They started calling him a Nazi and a white supremacist. And we started doing videos and exposing the lies of the media about Jay. And, he had a black girlfriend, and, not a Nazi and not a white supremacist, and a beautiful, sweet, kind, loving man. And his only crime was wearing a Patriot Prayer hat and being a Trump supporter. And there were so many lies about him. We started exposing those lies. And when we started exposing those lies, Facebook deleted our Patriot Prayer pages that we ran. There were 2 pages that we ran, and deleted all of our personal pages as well, and banned us for life. And they said that we were a violent social militia group. So I don't even know what that term means, but it was apparently created that weekend. And that's what they said on the media about us, that we were a violent social militia group, and that they don't allow groups like us on the internet or on Facebook, on their platform. So
wow.
We were banned, and then we were banned off of other platforms too. But yeah, that was fun. And it's really difficult knowing that 11 years of your life and all of the record, the history that you've created is gone. I had no way of retrieving that information, but it's a life lesson. You learn to fight another day, and whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and it sure did. And we're still doing the good work that we've done, and nothing's going to stop us. No social media giant, no censorship, no big tech is going to stop what God has already started.
I love that. No, that I remember when that happened. That is incredibly sad. And you know, this is a war against God. We all know this. And now I don't even have words. I don't even have words. It's horrible. I remember hearing about that, and I'm like, wow, that could be anybody. That can be anybody walking around and brave enough to have a hat on that represents their beliefs. I mean, seriously, I mean, it's not like it's a radical hat. It wasn't even a Trump hat. Not that that's radical, but I just remember that happening and really being in disbelief of, wow, that, and you know, obviously it's right here in Portland. And it really brought things to the next level. And then to hear how you were treated and your group, it shows you the evil in this world. And they're just trying to snuff out God is really what it comes down to, and any of his believers. And yeah, that's incredible. I know what you mean. Like, that's where I just shared a memory on Facebook today, and I'm like, oh, I forgot I did that. So that definitely is a loss, because you do have a rolling history of things you've achieved and accomplished and participated in over the years. And to be so unjustly have that ripped from you is just ridiculous. But I really, I give you kudos. Thank you for being so brave to continue on, and everything you do, putting yourself out there. That is not easy. I'm sure you receive nasty messages all the time from the left, and you continue on. You are just amazing. And your energy, by the way, your energy is awesome. I'm so happy that you came on today, and would love to have you back. Yeah, for
absolutely.
sure.
Yeah. And the sad thing is that Antifa still kept their pages. The people who murdered Jay have their pages still online, but
that is so disgusting.
Our group does not, because we're a violent social militia group. Even though we're mostly a prayer group, we're a violent social militia group. So this really is like, it really does come down to, it's a war on Christians. It's a war on God.
Right.
And it's a war of good versus evil. It's not political. It's really good versus evil. The political stuff is just the physical manifestation of the spiritual battle. But yeah, it's really a war on Christianity. So that's what it comes down to. So we just have to keep fighting the good fight, you know, show up with your armor every day and put it on and just keep a good attitude. I mean, that's all you can really do. And never stop.
Absolutely. I want to ask you, we have a few more minutes, if you don't mind. I'm actually really curious, what type of messages do you receive from people that have differing opinions?
Oh man. Well, let's see. I've had CPS called on me for supposedly endangering my daughter for my beliefs. I've had people wish death, obviously, tons of just belittling comments, you know. A lot of people like to call me a transvestite. I don't know why. They tell me I look like a man all the time. That's interesting. Like I don't think there's like a masculine bone in my body, but okay, that's a fun one they like to do. They like to do whatever they can do to try to break your spirit. And it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. But you know what? Like I was thinking about this morning, is you know that you're doing something for God when you're being attacked. If you're not being attacked spiritually, physically, emotionally, mentally, psychologically, if you're not being attacked, you're not doing anything. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Right. The enemy does not attack people who aren't a threat. That's the bottom line.
That's a really great point, actually.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not being, there are moments in my life where I haven't been attacked. And those are the moments where I'm kicking back, not doing anything. And then when I'm heavily attacked, the times where I pray over people, the times where I'm like putting my life on the line, on the front lines, on the street, which I do a lot, those are the times where the heavy attacks come in even harder, you know? I don't know if you know that we went to Patriot Prayer, Joey and I went to Hong Kong, and we went there to document the plight of the Hong Kongers and to show everybody here what was going on in Hong Kong, because nobody really knew. And
Right.
I'm telling you, even these spiritual attacks were there in Hong Kong. We had people that were like from the UK and other parts of the world, like find us and attack us there. And then, of course, just spiritually online, we got like banned off of like PayPal, we got banned off of Venmo, we got banned off of GoFundMe, we got banned off of every platform you can think of would ban us. But the more effective you are in the spiritual world, the more they're going to attack you. So if you're not getting attacked, you're not doing anything. Bottom line.
That's
so if you think you're being
really
effective,
good point.
yeah, if you think you're being effective, one of the ways to gauge that is if you're being attacked. And if you're not being attacked, you're probably not being effective.
Right. You know, someone reminded me that one of the biggest disruptors, or the biggest disruptor known to man, was Jesus on earth. I mean, it's like, because you think about sometimes it's exhausting putting your armor on every single morning. You and I are both in blue states. It's exhausting. You know, I go into a store not wearing a mask, just waiting for someone to scream at me. So I'm just like on edge, like I'm ready, and it's not making me back down, but it's exhausting. And I think sometimes, would it just be easier to put a mask on? Of course it would. But the thing is, and like, no, I can be a disruptor. That is okay. That doesn't mean I'm being dramatic or causing, drama or ill will. It's just, I'm disrupting the norm, and that's okay.
You should be disrupting the norm. It's our duty to call out evil and darkness. And if we're not doing that, then we're not doing anything, really. I mean, that's like the most important reason why we're here on earth is to spread God and not allow evil to proliferate, So there's all types of different ways that you can do it. You don't have to do it the way I do it. You don't have to be on the street at rallies or putting yourself on the front lines. You can do it in a different way, but if you're not being effective, then you have to step it up more, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what your family thinks of you. It doesn't matter what your father, your mother, your friends. I mean, I've lost a ton of people in my life because they don't agree with my purpose. They don't agree with the strength that I have. They're living in fear, so they're projecting that onto me. I had so many people say, "How dare you go to Hong Kong? You could get killed," and all this stuff. And I'm like, well, somebody's got to do it. And if I feel called to do it, and if Joey feels called to do it, we're going to do it. We have to stand before God one day. I'm not going to stand before you. If I stood before you, I'd do nothing. I would shrink in my house, sit in my room, and watch Netflix all night long. If I had to stand before the average person in America, they would do nothing, right? So I have to stand before God one day, and that's the only person that matters, is what God thinks about me, right? What God thinks 100%. About us. At the end of our life, what did we do for His cause? Did we do anything, or did we just sit back and Netflix and chill every day?
Exactly. Amen to that. You're awesome. What a way to wrap your segment. I love your fierceness coming out. That's awesome.
I'm just getting started. Is it over?
Yeah, no, you're like, this is just the surface.
I know.
That's why we need 2.0 for sure. Oh, awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Carmen. You are amazing, and you're a real inspiration, and I look forward to remaining in touch with you.
Absolutely. Thank you for all that you do and your hard work and getting out there and interviewing everyone and putting out the real news.
Absolutely.
We need more people like you. So
yes,
you're a big deal.
We have your link. We have your website up here too. So everyone that didn't get to write it down the first time, right up here, jot it down and help out.
And just keep going back. We are revamping the website right now. There's going to be a ton of educational materials on there for everybody. It's going to be easy. We're going to have chapters in every state that you can be a part of physically on the ground if you want to. So reach out to us on Instagram, Lexit Movement on Instagram if you want to, or on Facebook, Real Lexit. Just send us a message, or you can send us a message through the website, lexitmovement.us. But yes, we would love to have more foot soldiers, people working for God all the time. We need more of you all the time. So keep on coming. We appreciate all of you.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much. You have a wonderful evening, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you. Mwah.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
All right, you guys, hang on. We've got My 2 Cents with Keith Sanders. It's been a while. He's back. What's this guy been up to? What? You took a break? Who needs a
There
break?
I am. I never
Let's
left.
get
I've
you
been here
in.
the whole time. I've been looking for you. Everyone said, no, it's me. I left, but I'm back. If you got a minute, I'd love to talk to you about what I've been up to.
I would love to hear about it.
All right. So back in the day, we used to do our show together. I used to love having our banter between you and I. I actually loved watching your show. I saw you had Coffee Anderson on recently, and then you had that guy from Newsmax recently. So you've been blowing up, and I love it. So where did this guy go? Back in the spring, I took a look at my personal life and things that were going on, and the family is first, obviously, God, family, country. And I wasn't right in all of those places, so I had to take a step back from this, and I had to give my priorities to the first two, and then myself in there as well, because people who rely on me can't rely on me if I don't got my stuff together. So we took some time off, and there's a difference now. It was funny because back in the spring, I was being very pragmatic in my approach, and I was really trying to do the whole attract more flies with honey than vinegar. Yeah. And my wife would laugh when people would say, oh, you're so level-headed. I can't believe you're so easy to talk to and you're so level-headed. And she would laugh out loud and actually say they have no idea who you are. So what did we do? We came back and I said, F it. I'm done. D-U-N spelled correctly. And now what I do is I'm me. I'm an animated guy. I'm a passionate guy. I'm actually live right now on TikTok over here. And everyone says they love how much energy and enthusiasm I bring these days. I swear a lot. Yes. It's kind of a thing I do. Juan says I can't do it here. He says maybe I get one. I don't know, maybe. So we changed things up. There's a lot more energy tonight. If you're used to seeing me before when KSOK used to do a transition in, it's going to be way less stiff. It's going to be a lot more of me ranting. People seem to like that. I don't know why. Maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's the good looks. Maybe it's the crooked nose. I don't know which one it is. But I'm happy to see you. Oh my gosh.
Way to point something out that no one else has noticed.
Everyone has seen. I have one video right now has 2.5 million views. 2.2 million individual people have seen this crooked nose. I have like 20 million views total. 20 million human beings have seen this crooked nose, and they should have never seen it. Nobody should be listening to me, but they all seem to do it. And we're just going to keep doing it until they turn the lights off.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm not going to lie. I really missed our banter. I'm so glad you're back with the Ram family. And I did see you on TikTok, and I love your new edginess. So, and it's
you can see the difference.
I get it. That's you. That's like the raw you. I get that. And I love that you're embracing it.
It's what it is. And I think there's a lot of people who feel that way and they have that frustration. And I was really trying not to be the angry conservative guy. There's a billion angry conservative guys. Well, there's only one me. And apparently everybody likes it and they love it. We have grown over 200,000 followers since I came back with the new improved actual me. And I'm going to keep doing it. I'm avoiding the trolls. I think people fall into the pitfall. A guy did a video on me today, didn't even bother to tag me in it. One of my followers was like, hey, why don't you just ask 2 Cent about this? I took a look at it. Here's what happens. If I do engage with him and defend myself, my account's going to get taken down. I'm done. And that's a real crappy place to be. I would love to engage with this guy. You and I differ. Let's have a dialogue. That's what we're supposed to do. But as soon as I engage with you, his people are going to attack me and I'm done and my account's gone. And that's not the way it should be. But you know what? I can't do anything about that. But what I can do is I can talk fast, think fast, give everybody the truth, facts, how we do things around here. And this is what we're going to get.
Good. I've missed you. Good. I'm glad you're back. And I look forward to seeing you at one of these conventions sometime this year with the Ram family.
Which one are you going to? So, do you know yet? I've been waiting on Juan to get a schedule.
Dallas, December.
I'm looking at Dallas too. I'm looking at Dallas as well. Perhaps Nashville.
Good.
I wouldn't mind it. And you and I can meet in person. We can have a little witty banter in person.
That would be so fun. I think we would pair really well for interviews and
Juan, make it happen. Yeah, KSOK and I, same table, thumbs up. We're going to be doing interviews together. You can be cool, calm, collected, and intelligent, and I'll be the buffoon on the side, trying to think he's funny, but he's not. I think it'll work.
Here's the thing. I'm a buffoon myself, so it'll be fun to be able to play off of you a little bit more. Like I'm a savage. I try to
let's get it going.
Together. But that would be fun.
I'm absolutely looking forward to it.
Yeah, same here. All right. Have a great first show back.
This is my second, but we're happy. We just threw this one together. I was like, I'm done. DUN, again, spelled correctly. I got some stuff I got to get off my chest. I'm off tomorrow taking my family to Disney World because I live in a free state.
Ooh.
So we're going to do that for the whole weekend. But I just had some pent up stuff.
Nice.
We got it. I'll give you guys the heads up. It's going to be, we're talking about Millie being a traitor. We got to talk about the lack of coverage of Afghanistan, the disaster that's still down at the border, the inflation going up, the whole country falling apart. And it's been 9 months. So we got to get this going.
All right, wait, do you have a second? Are we at time or can I pick your brain?
For you, I've got 2. Let's go. What do you got?
All right, good. Okay, what are your thoughts? Nicki Minaj, thoughts?
Nicki Minaj, all of us on the left had a big, all of us on the right had a hard time with her and some of the things that she had to say and the way that she was saying it. So let's be intellectually honest when she starts saying stuff that we do like, that we're kind of being picky choosy here. Now, that being said, I do embrace her saying, hey, folks, do your own research. Why wouldn't we tell folks to do their own research? She did imply a friend of a friend said something. That's her story, right? Isn't that her truth? Isn't that what they always say? It's her truth, and she should be able to say it. So that's her truth. And she did encourage people to do their own research. She didn't say don't take the vaccine. She said do your own research. But from the hive mind, thou shall espouse one thought. That's it. Joy Reid got all over her. Blue check marks on Twitter got all over her. You have a platform. You need to push this message. It needs to be the right message. That's not her message. And us on the right are always saying, go on, say what you have to say, especially if you disagree with me, because I will protect your right to say it, because who am I to say I get to say all my stupid stuff if I don't allow somebody else to say their stupid stuff?
Exactly. No, I agree with you. I'm like, I am being picky choosy a bit, where I don't love the lyrics, but I love how boss she's being, and she's not taking their BS. I mean, they're trying to invite her to the White House and have a one-on-one meeting with Fauci. Wow. What?
Yeah,
so
they're going to
so
want a video, and they're going to want to push her to say this and push her to say that, and get Joy Reid to attack.
Coercion, hello. Crazy.
Absolutely. And just keep pressing, and make it, let people choose. I know. That's the big problem. I saw a TikTok today where somebody was talking about, actually, it was Sarah Silverman, one of my favorites, Sarah Silverman, saying, why don't we just split into a couple countries? They can be USA 1 because they always have to be number 1. And I'm like, lady, we already have. But what you don't understand is us conservatives allow you to live your own life in California. You guys want to not recall the guy who's running your country, basically, but your state into the ground, or actually into the Pacific. Fine, you guys do it, but it's all you in California who are all over Texas. You don't even live in Texas. So what she doesn't realize is we already broke up, as she put it. Let's break up. You stay in California. We'll be free here in Florida.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, she's a piece of work. She makes me nauseous. Can't handle her.
She says some pretty horrific things about men.
Yes.
Misandry is the word. I know we all know the word misogyny, which is equally disgusting, but she's a misandrist. Yeah. She says some nasty, nasty things about men. I'm not a particular fan of hers.
No, not at all. Me neither. No,
she's the voice. She's the voice of Vanellope Von Cruz, I think, the character in Wreck-It Ralph. And my kids like it. And every time I watch it, I have to grit my teeth because I know it's Sarah Silverman. And I don't want her to get any of my money. But if that was the case, I wouldn't watch anything Disney. I probably wouldn't even go to Disney World. But we're going to take from it what we want.
Yeah, there you go. That's the way to do it. Awesome.
If that were the case, I wouldn't watch anything.
I'm going to officially back out and give you your time back.
I've loved talking with you again. I miss this. Dallas in December. Well. I'm going to see you. We're gonna take over. Yes. We're going to take over the whole place.
Yes,
thank
absolutely.
you so much.
Awesome.
Juan, roll it for me.